Hi friends! This is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Pride Month! Yay! Here on the channel, we are playing First Snow. This is part 5. In which it's Act 2. So, at this point we've already established the art club. We've already done a lot of character development. I really like how in-depth this story gets, and I've gone into this a few times, so I'm not going to go into it again. Instead, what I'm going to get into is how rainbow I am. Just adorably rainbow. If I could add more rainbow, I would. I don't know. I wish I could dye my hair more, but right now I kind of have that big girl corporate job, so yeah. Anyways, in the meantime, let's actually play a game. So, I am enjoying the heck out of Allison and Eileen's banter. So we just got back from the field trip. We didn't get to see anything of the aquarium, which is sad, but we know they went. With the sun beginning to set, Elaine and I say our goodbyes to Caprice before heading out into the hallway. Calming Caprice down after she gets a bright idea feels like trying to stifle a shaken soda can after opening it. She might be brimming with energy, but the two of us leave the art club's room utterly deflated. We should have just joined the normal art club. You know, the one which isn't led by a maniac? Yeah, but it's not as fun. I wish I could get the two of them to see eye to eye more often. Caprice did say she's doing all of this for Eileen's sake as much as her own, and she's far too straightforward to be lying about that. It's difficult to push back on Eileen, though, given how prideful a person she is. I seem to attract strong-willed friends, and very strong-queered friends as well. She is a lot. She means well, though. Well, maybe it's not so bad if you're around to keep her occupied. For what it's worth, I was actually thinking this might be a fun little adventure. I want to say thank you for making all of this work out. She makes an excessively awkward face, caught between my thanking her and the idea of us having to share her room with us, and anyone else Caprice manages to rope in from now on. I just smile as we start down the quiet hallway, Eileen taking a look out the window. Oh? Her gaze lingers for just that little longer than usual, the snow once again having started falling outside. I can't blame her, given how pretty it looks. Damn, I'm going to be shoveling snow again. What a pain. She really isn't the sentimental type. Did I say something wrong? I was just thinking, you don't seem to be a very romantic view of the world being an artist. Is there much good about winter? Yeah, I think just the beautiful architecture of nature, really. It's a terror in large amounts, but on the flip side, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful, and everything's quiet and still. Being back with family, all the pretty good snow around, people in cute jackets and coats, holidays. I end up trailing off, Eileen hardly looking swayed as I count my favorite things about the season on my fingers. Holidays are the problem. Everyone's starting to close up or shut down for the new year already. I want to keep practicing instead of loafing around, but the life drawing classes are over, and all the student modeling offers have dried up. I have seen notices for those on the notice boards around campus, with students and others offering to making a little cash on the side by modeling for artists. Those same notice boards have become much more bare over the last month. I feel sorry for her, given she takes her painting so seriously. I was so caught up in wanting to be back with my family that I didn't think about how it'd be for her, especially when she doesn't get along with hers. As we walk back down along the hallway, I realize I might present an opportunity. A chance for me to help Eileen and be part of her painting instead of simply watching her from afar. I'm not completely sure about this, but my obvious scheming has already caught Eileen's eye. If it'd be helpful, I mean, maybe I could do it? That switch. At this, Eileen stops and turns to me. Should I not have suggested this? Just need me to stand around and be a model, right? There's not a lot to it. This would be live modeling, you know? I don't want to give you the wrong idea. The remainder does make me hesitate. The reminder. I know there's nothing sexual about it, but I'd be standing without clothes on as she alone looked at me, analyzing my whole body. Eileen herself doesn't look fussed. Not fused. Fussed. Though she rarely does. She seems content to look me... Alright, got it now. I took a second just to get my words together. She seems content to let me come to a conclusion myself. As she stands about, my body language soon gives away what I'm thinking. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I can just work on my other studies instead. No, I mean... She did mention herself that she's done this before. It'd simply be another method of practicing painting for her. Would it be in your apartment or something? Yeah. She looks mildly surprised. I'm still considering this. If it was anyone else, I don't think I could do this. For Eileen, though. It's fine. I'll do it. Oh, man. Oh, this is happening. We set down our coats as we entered her apartment, the bright light giving such a different look to her living room compared to mine. As for Eileen herself, I don't get how it's... Sorry, I had to take another side step for something. As for Eileen herself, I don't get how she isn't exhausted at all after a walk like that from school. Also, right over her left shoulder. Is this what Allison's in for? But try as I might to distract myself, something feels off no matter how I try to ignore it. Painting live models is probably totally different for an artist like Eileen. So I don't bother saying anything as she sets down her coat. Want a drink or something? I'm fine, thanks. Suit yourself. I'll grab my stuff. Just make yourself comfortable. That bunny is so cute! Oh! Look at the bunny and... Dang. Oh, I got distracted. She walks off to get her easel and paints as I nod. Without much else to do, she disappears into another room. I idly look around while taking off my own coat and gloves. Her apartment hasn't been cleaned up this time, which is an interesting change. Beyond the easel with a finished painting still sitting on it, a few colorful fashion magazines lie on the coffee table, near a mug left sitting out. On the couch, a couple of crumpled t-shirts, and a pair of jeans lie strewn about at the back and arm. Which catches my eye most, however, is the resident who looks very comfortable on the other end of it. Without thinking, I walk over and pick him up. Particularly large stuffed rabbit. Big ears. So big. Big enough to need 2 hands to hold comfortably. Though well made and adorably designed, it's obviously a well-loved by now. I'm sure I'd have noticed such a thing if it were around when Wallace and I came for dinner, so it must have been stuffed into her bedroom or something. Noticing movement out of the corner of my eye, I turn and look up. Eileen simply stares at me, face flat, as she holds a bag of supplies in her hand. I really shouldn't have just gone and started fiddling with her stuff. Sorry. It's really cute. She puts her bag down and sighs, giving me a bit of a relief that she isn't angry. Silently, she strides over and takes the toy from me as I offer it to her. My sister gave it to me to keep me company when I moved out. Oh, you have a sister. I'm disappointed by how little emotion's in Eileen's voice when she says so, but Those thoughts quickly disappear as she gently sets down the rabbit where it had been. She takes care to set it down gently, with a quick brush of its fur. Oh, that's a cute smile. That momentary smile as she steps back and looks at it warms my heart. It only lasts for a second, but her face is unmistakably that of a child, one taking care of their favorite companion. So Eileen does have a cute side to her. Somehow feel a bit less wound up about everything now. She's not that different to me in the end. As she turns around, I remember the task at hand. So, I'll just set up the easel and canvas, then I'll have everything ready. Should I just take my clothes off then? She's about to answer before pausing for a moment. Much as I try to stifle my awkwardness, undressing in front of someone else is still awkward. If it's a problem, you can grab a towel. I can make do. Nothing more than feeling more than a little sheepish, I glance around to make sure of words. I apologize. Words are coming out weird tonight. Feeling more than a little sheepish, I glance around to be more sure of my surroundings. The blinds are shut as they were before, and the door's still locked, so I'm not sure what I expected. Maybe the silence is putting me off. The apartment being set so far back from the road, unlike mine. Want to say that I'm fine, but can't quite get over the stumbling block of being bared in front of someone. Meeting halfway will have to do for now. As Eileen sets her previous painting on the countertop, I pop into the bathroom. Oh, my heart's practically in my mouth as I reappear in the room with a towel wrapped around me, precious a little being covered as I take my place before her. Should I stand like this or... She looks at me for half a moment in serious thought. It's a little interesting how quickly her demeanor changes to that of a painter, carefully considering how best to use my body as an artist's prop. Try turning around so your back's towards me. My thoughts are in a haze, unable to let go of how exposed I am. All I can do is nod and dutifully do as she says. Yeah, that's good. Keep your head like that, and maybe let your arms hang down? Like this? Yeah, just like that. I give a nod, trying to relax as much as I can. That isn't saying much, though. There's no other sound in the room, as she starts sketching me out, the pencil's sharp scratching filling the air. It's certainly an odd experience to think someone's looking at my body so analytically, taking in every detail, considering it, and copying it to canvas. For Eileen's sake, I try to keep as still as possible despite the butterflies in my stomach. Her pencil work apparently finished. The gentle sound of brushes starts as her painting begins in earnest. She's fast at sketching. I suppose she'd have a good bit of practice at this. I can't see how much at all with my head slightly down like this, but at least this position is easy to keep, without anything in particular to focus my eyes on. I can't help but turn my thoughts inward. How do people do this without getting self-conscious? Such great storytelling with this, with the darkening and the squinched eyes of inward thinking. Nobody's ever looked at my naked body like this, carefully analyzing every curve and muscle. I wonder how I look to her right now. Am I gross? Compared to Eileen, I probably look plain at best. Hey, I know it's not easy, but can you try not to tense up so much? I glance back at Eileen, our eyes meet, and I force myself to face forward again, resuming my pose. Sorry. It's okay, not too much longer. Her expression was so focused and analytical, I sometimes forget that serious artwork can take so much knowledge and logic, as well as creativity. I really am just an art prop for her. Yeah, at the moment, yeah. That's good. If I remember that, it isn't too bad. Eileen's done this plenty of times, and I can trust her. I was the one who offered anyway. Aww, smile. The reason I did this was to help her, and now I can finally be part of her true passion of painting. Feel the corners of my mouth tug a little at the idea. It makes me feel a little special that she's looking at me this way. While she's no doubt done life drawing before, this is something different. Only now do I realize that Eileen's brush strokes have ceased. Just as I work up the will to question her, Eileen speaks up. Alright, you can move now. A weight comes off me as my entire body slumps. A long breath escapes my lips. It feels like my entire body deflates. Oh? Thankful that my duty has been fulfilled, I adjust the towel a little to ensure it doesn't slip off. My first thought is to go to where I've carefully placed my clothes, but on the way I'm distracted by the sight of it. I'm left speechless. Oh, wow! That is gorgeous! Wow! Shoo! And that's not that long! Holy snap! She's so talented! Oh! I'm left speechless. I have to resist the urge to reach out and touch it. It's how Eileen sees me. Not gross nor plain. I feel my heart sting a little as my eyes move across the canvas, seeing through Eileen's eyes how she sees me. As I stand gazing at the painting, I feel a coat come over me, Eileen draping it over my shoulders, about to thank her before the words are stolen from my mouth by her different demeanor. Compared to her, she's gonna blush. Compared to her intense focus while painting, her gaze awkwardly avoids my appreciative expression. All I can do is smile as I clasp the coat tight, the bashful Eileen standing in silence beside me. It's beautiful. Yeah. Oh? The streetlights lead us along as we walk along the dust. As we walk along the snow-dusted street, there are pinpricks of light piercing the evening's darkness. Patoo! Sorry, I could just words. If I could just words, that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. Anyways. Oh, blurry Eileen. Two of us walk side by side without a word, the only sound being snow crunching underfoot. Far from the silence feeling oppressive, I'm rather glad that we don't need to fill the air with idle conversation. With our classes finished, I offered to repay her for the dinner she made for me. Hardly one to turn down a free meal, she readily accepted. It's not like like that excuse to bring her over was a lie as such, or at least that's what I tell myself. In truth, I want to be closer to Eileen. Oh, that switch in perspective. That was so good. Oh, how is this free? This is a free game. If you didn't know and you're tired of me stumbling over my words, you can go and play this. Just do it. It's on Steam. In truth, I want to be closer to Eileen as I throw furtive glances at her. I muse about how the times we're together feel different to when I'm with the others. Her earnest yet clumsy attempts to help me feeling all the more rewarding. I'm not sure, but I don't think these feelings are just friendship anymore. You don't think so? You're lucky to live so close to school. I still have no idea how you hike all the way to your place every single day and not be exhausted. That's what happens when you don't wimp out on walking. Being fit has its advantages. While I stop myself from imagining how fit Eileen's body is, I'm reminded that she's seen my own body. I cringe in embarrassment as I remember modeling for her the other day, trying to shake off the feeling before she notices. Eventually we reach the now familiar apartment building, the two of us stopping a moment. I'm a little surprised myself at how quickly I came to think of this place as home. The old maintained building feeling so foreboding at first. Everything here is so different at home. Right down to the streetlights we stand under. Gone were the modern white lights of downtown and suburbs, replaced by dull orange lamps which occasionally flickered. Well, here it is. I'm more than a little nervous about what she thinks of this new home after bringing her all the way here, rather than judging me for it. She looks more to be carefully studying it. My nervous attempts to read her stoic gaze get me nowhere. Looks nice. So, what's your roommate like anyway? Ah! Oh! No sooner do the words leave her mouth than she jumps from a hand latching tightly onto her shoulder. I didn't even notice her in the darkness. She must have been having a smoke outside when she saw us. Yo! Oh my goodness, nervous Eileen. As we sat at the dinner table, Eileen's gaze has trouble staying on us. I know those eyes well. They're those of a tourist taking in everything around them while desperately trying to engrave it in memory. Or perhaps in order to judge my current living conditions. I have to admit, this must look a bit shabby compared to her home. She surely worked out that I'm not exactly well off from the area already, though. Compared to Eileen's apartment, ours is full with the artifacts of life. A couple stuffed animals, some movie posters and DVDs around the page, an aging console next to the television, and various bits and bobs. I'm the Swedish chef. Popcorn. Poppity-corn. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Words. We can do this. Various bits and bobs accumulated through the words, through the years. Jesus, I am sorry. I really am. I'm not trying to do this to you. Words are just hard today for some reason. I had a grade 3 concussion, which really means that I have permanent brain damage. And so words switch. And right now, that's on overdrive for some reason. Accumulated through the years litter the room. Words. Eileen's eyes pass over it all, but she stays unusually subdued. Perhaps the reason isn't the room itself, but the person sitting across from her. So, this is where you live, huh? Sorry if it's a bit cold, the heating's having trouble. You mean having problems as usual? Thanks, Rose. There goes trying to put up a front. I know it doesn't look great from the outside, but we try to keep the place nice to live in. Fixing leaks, giving the place the lick of paint, patching holes and all that, gets Allison a crash course in handiwork too. It isn't much, but so that's gonna count for something, right? It does. You've done a good job of making this place homely. You never told me you were this good at science and math, Allison. No wonder it seems so easy for you. Gestures towards the trophy on the side table and certificate on the wall above it, being awards from competitions I won in high school. You'd never asked. What? Seriously? Allison, come on! I earned a playful clip over the head, Eileen snorting in amusement. She was good enough to get a science scholarship thanks to that brain of hers. Never having been great at knowing how to respond to praise, I just hang my head. It feels a little embarrassing to be complimented in front of Eileen. Makes sense. She's got me out of a jam a few times now. She's a handy person to have around. I feel myself flower into a blush at the words, sinking lower into my chair as my face feels hot. I'm surprised how nice it feels. Despite being so awkward, a smile spreads across my face as my legs sway beneath the table with unexpected energy. It feels different when it comes from Eileen. Uh-huh. Jeez, they're just such a commanding duo. Like, oh man. Thanks for the food, by the way. It's nothing. Nice to finally meet someone from Allison's side of the fence for a change. Actually, I'm starting to get worried that she didn't have any friends. I can only bring my hand to my face as Eileen raises an eyebrow in pointed interest. I do wish Rose wouldn't make such a big deal out of me being shy. Oh, really? Not exactly the outgoing type, I guess. I'm shocked. She takes a large sip of the soda before continuing on. there's a few of us in her little circle now, so no thanks to her dragging me into a club. You agreed to come. It's Caprice's club anyway. Oh, so now you have nothing to do with it? This is a new story. Oh my goodness, they are in cahoots. All I can do is grimace as Eileen lifts an eyebrow, getting the rise out of me that she wanted. She softens the blow a little with a small nudge from her shoulder, earning a smile from Rose. Eileen gives a mighty yawn, poorly hidden by a hand over her mouth. I don't think I've seen her bother trying to hide one before. Sorry. Tired? I'm always tired. What's with the bags from under your eyes anyway? Rough night? Insomnia. It's fun stuff. Here I was trying to be tactful and not bringing that up, and Rose just kicks down the door as usual. That does give some context to Eileen's short fuse, though I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Well, they say good, wholesome food can fix that. Hopefully this will pick you up a bit. Nothing seems homemade like burgers and fries, after all. As two talk, I quietly begin on my food. I hadn't realized how empty I was. The fries disappearing into my mouth at a quick pace. Thank goodness for having good metabolism. Someone's hungry. I look quizzically at her, throwing an eyebrow. I only now realize my chipmunks are as full of... Oh my god, my cheeks are as full as the chipmunks, not my chipmunks are as full as the cheeks. Jeez. I am sorry again. There's nothing I can do about it. It's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Good to see you two get along so well. Rose takes a hand on my shoulder and gives a playful shake, my head bobbing to and fro as I try to avoid choking on the fry on its way down. Allison's fine. Quiet as a mouse and manages to put up with my crap. Considering how much she takes care of the chores and errands, I can't really complain. You mean considering how nice of a person I am, right? That too. Ooh. Wow. New view. Three of us enjoy on our food, the quiet sound of cars outside and prodding from the television, providing what little noise there is to be heard. It seems like Eileen is starting to settle, which is a relief. It took me a while myself when I first met Rose. Surprised you two can keep your figures. Sorry. Surprised you two can keep your figures eating this kind of stuff. You don't have it often, do you? There was a nice share of quick glance. No, not at all. Not often, just special events. There we go, falling afoul of Eileen's judgment. Should just get a rice cooker. Buy rice in bulk, grab some vegetable packets, throw them together. Easy, cheap, healthier than takeout. I have to admit, it was nice when I dated a guy who could cook. Having her around doesn't make things too awkward when you bring guys over. Oh, that was a question. Oh man, having her around doesn't make things too awkward when you bring guys over? You learn to be quiet. Oh, I guess you would. I frown at the both of them. I don't want to hear about those. If you didn't know already, that means I've been doing a good job. Rose's comment only causes my frown to deepen. I can feel myself blushing just from the topic of conversation, which just embarrasses me more. Besides, if you ever get a boyfriend, you're going to have to learn if you want to bring him around here. I won't be doing anything like that. Rose laughs, and even Eileen looks amused. I sulk, hating that the attention has been centered on me now. I especially don't want this kind of conversation around Eileen. Thankfully, Rose seems content with her teasing. So, what's your story? You're a friend of Allison's, right? Turned out that way. Just another student at the community college majoring in art. The artsy type, huh? Going for the big bucks then. Thanks.
I'm sure you'll find something. Hopefully not involving burgers and fries. Eileen's limits are clearly being tested. Being less tolerant of being poked at than I. Hopefully Rose realizes it. You seem like the artsy type yourself. What's with all that ink? Eileen notices. Eileen motions to Rose's left while brandishing a french fry. French fry? The tattoo on her upper arm, only made more noticeable by her tank top. Looks cool. Uh-huh. Expected to be my life story or something. That was my first... Wait, no, forget what I said. I'm in the Yakuza, and they gave me these as my initiation. Nothing says Yakuza like a biker in middle America. As Rose's chest heaves with light-hearted laughter, I find myself smiling as well. I'm glad the two are getting along. Though a little part of me wishes I could be like Eileen. It took me 2 months to warm up to Rose. Yeah, Eileen gets on with others so smoothly. Standing out front of the apartment once more, we say our goodbyes for real this time. Even if she pointedly refused Rose's later offer of transport, at least she'll be going home on a full stomach. It's an odd atmosphere. It's time to say our goodbyes, especially given the night's chill having set in. But neither of us quite want to say the words. When you said you had a roommate, that's the last kind of person I expected you to be shacked up with. Rose is nice. Once you get to know her, she's a family friend, so I guess you could say I got this appointment through connections. Eileen's not really wrong, though. Ever since starting at community college, I've gone from having a couple of very alike friends at high school to an increasing menagerie of odd characters. It might be like you're odd yourself, my dear. The way Eileen looks at me, oh my god, looks as she gazes at the building catches me off guard. It's hardly the comfortable existence she seems to have. Rose and I pretty much eking out a living with what scraps we get. Yeah, she looks so wistful. You really have a nice thing going, don't you? Yeah, I guess so. If you ever want to visit again, you're definitely welcome. She gives an amused snort and a smile. I'll have to take you up on that at some time. Moments tick by as the two of us stand out on the sidewalk, neither quite knowing what to say next. I want her to stay around some more to talk to, but I know it's already getting late. Idly thinking over dinner together for something to talk to her about. One particular part of conversation keeps sticking out. Replaying it in my head, I can feel my face going red before I cover it with my hands. What's wrong? I can't believe Rose was talking about that kind of stuff, even though you just met her. Sorry about that. It's alright. I'm the one who brought it up. That's right. You're just as bad. I give her shoulder a firm tap, immediately feeling conscious of the gesture. I pull away from her and look elsewhere, fuming away my embarrassment. Eileen rocks back and forth between her heels and the ball of her feet to pass the time while I recover, hands not quite knowing what to do. Eventually, thankfully, Eileen breaks the silence between us. Thanks for inviting me here. I'm glad to have been over tonight. Why? To be honest, I had you pegged as some spoiled little delicate flower when I first met you. You know, the kind who coasts along on their parents' attention before the real world punches them in the face. It looks like you have your life pretty sorted, though. You've got a good head on your shoulders, friends, and a cool roommate. You've managed to scratch together a pretty decent life for yourself. She just gives a long breath, rocking back and forth on her feet as she tries to put some words together. I want to thank her for the kind words, but I'm left speechless after such a warm-hearted appraisal of my current world. I don't really know what to say now. I guess I feel a bit dumb for lecturing you so much. It's fine, really. My frantic brushing off of the idea puts the both of us on the back foot, smiling with that wonderful rare smile of hers. She seems to accept the situation. Before I could say anything more, the blonde girl turns to begin the long walk back home. Without looking back, Eileen simply raises her hand into the air as she strolls off down the road. She's as confident as ever. Things just happened around me, and I worked problems out as they occurred. Is that really worth respect? It feels strange to have someone I admired to turn that right back on me. I feel my heart sting as her figure gets smaller in the dark sky, but there's nothing I can say or do. Just watch her go. Oh, this is sad. This is sad. Okay. As much as I want to keep going, I feel my brain still just going back and forth with words. Like, I looked at that and immediately read, breeze wafts the cold nights. And I'm like, nope. As awesome and intense as this is, unfortunately, I will have to break it here. I am so enjoying this. I love it so much. And that's why I want to respect it and know that I need to break it now. As much as I want to keep going, I am having trouble with words tonight, so I apologize on that, but I am glad that you all understand. And hopefully you're enjoying Pride Month. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to do. I am going to pick this back up on next Friday. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Love you all. See you later. Bye.